Right, so today we're going to make a gingerbread man. Before we get to this stage, before we color and trace him, we've got to draw him. So let's draw him first in this video, and then in another video, I'll show you how to color him. Let's get started. For this drawing, we're going to make a gingerbread boy or a gingerbread man. All you're going to need for the drawing part is the pencil, a typical regular number 2 pencil with an eraser topper if you want, or if you've got a separate eraser like mine I have here, which is a white artist eraser, I can use that. If you have a pink eraser, one of these, they'll work just fine too. But make sure you have an eraser handy because we're going to be drawing some thin lines, some very light lines, which we're going to erase later for our coloring. I did some preliminary sketches, some sketches before I did the, before I start my drawing. I'll bring them here for you. I folded a paper so that I can have 1, 2, 3, 4 sides to draw on. And I first started with my 2 small drawings of a gingerbread boy or gingerbread man and a gingerbread girl. Then I went on and I practiced with coloring. You can see I tried different blending techniques or blending colors, and we're going to talk about that when we color them. When we color the boy or the gingerbread man, and we draw and color the gingerbread girl in another video. But for now, I just wanted you to see that artists don't necessarily draw one time and that's it. They don't go for that final drawing, and if it doesn't come out perfect, they get upset. No, artists tend to make many small drawings, many sketches until they finally get their idea, and then they make their final drawing. So I'm going to put my sketches aside and I'm going to start on my drawing. Now again, this could also be a sketch. This could give me ideas for another gingerbread man. So I'm not going to give up once I finish this one. If I like it and it's perfect, then I can go ahead and do that. But typically artists keep expanding on their ideas. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to draw is his head. So draw a nice big round circle at the top. You see why I say we're going to need erasers? Because I did a lot of extra lines. I'm going to keep one of them, and then the rest I'll erase. The body is going to be a bit of an oval. Yeah, an oval. So it's not perfectly round like a circle. It's going to be a little bit long towards the top and the bottom. The arms will come out from here. You can do anything you want with your arms. They can go up, they can go down, they can go out to the side, they can bend, they can go to his waist, whatever you want. Think of the arms right now like a piece of wire that you can bend, like a paper clip that you can bend into different positions, and you play around with your arms. I'm going to keep them nice and straight to the side. Not down, but to the sides. And then the legs. For my gingerbread man, I'm going to follow the oval that I'm tracing, and I'm going to bring the legs down like this, right from the side of the oval. I think that makes it easier for me. Remember always to draw lightly so that when you erase, you don't have a shadow left behind. All right, so what I'm going to do now that I have my basic shapes, my basic lines with my arms and then my legs, I'm going to go ahead and trace an outline of what I want my final drawing to be. At this point, if you want, you can use something like a Sharpie, but I don't recommend going to Sharpie right away. In case you make a mistake, it's nice always to have that pencil line that you can erase. And remember that your lines don't have to be perfectly straight. They can be a little bumpy like I'm doing right here, because a gingerbread man is cookie. Yeah, it's a cookie of dough, and he can have irregular lines like cookies do. Oh, I did this one a little too long, so I'm going to cut back on that, because otherwise my arm that I'm going to draw here might be a little too short. Now you notice that this one's a little pointier than this one. That's perfectly okay. When you can ask mom or you can ask grandma, when they do their baking, not all of their shapes are going to be perfect. Even when they use a cutter, a shape cutter, when the baking process starts, the flour goes, or the cookie dough, whatever they're using. It tends to do whatever it wants. Okay, so now that we've got our shape, let's start putting the eyes, the nose, and all the other things we're going to put on our gingerbread man. And then we'll go ahead and we'll start erasing. Let's start with the eyes. Let's create 2 round circles for the eyes. The nose is going to be below and in between the eyes, and it will also be a round circle. And you've got 2 mouths that you can draw. You can draw a mouth composed of many different little circles, or it can be a frosting mouth, where it's one line that goes around in the shape of the mouth, and then another one that creates like a little tube. I'm gonna go with this one. I like this one. This is more of a snowman mouth, but hey, if this one's easier for you, do this one. I'm gonna go with the line of a smile. Think of the shape of a big bean. Now, you see how mine is irregular? That's fine. It's supposed to kind of look like it was made by a hand squeezing out some frosting on a cookie. And that's perfectly okay. It does not have to be perfect in your drawing. Let's give him some pupils. Right in the middle. Okay, so that's pretty much the face. Now, you can draw a bow, or you can make a scarf, or you can just leave him like that. I'm going to make a small bow. Let me show you how I make a bow right here. A square. And then right at the corners of the square, I'm going to draw an X. You see? I match the corners. And then I take that X and I make it bigger. And then right around here, I close it. Now, that is the shape, or an easy way to draw a bow. Now, I've practiced drawing bows, so I can just go ahead and draw one from memory. A lot of times when you practice a drawing many times, you can just go ahead and draw it. For my bow, I'm not going to go through this step-by-step process. I'm going to kind of just freestyle it, right? I'm going to go ahead and, from memory, draw my bow. You could do either way. You could go step-by-step, like in my first example, or you could just try it out. Draw it lightly first in case you make a mistake or it doesn't come out exactly the way you want it. That's good enough for me. I'm happy with that. Now I'm going to start putting the buttons. Before I do the buttons, I'm going to clean up my gingerbread man. Because once I've drawn the buttons, I don't want to accidentally erase them. So I'm going to clean up the buttons now. And clean up the gingerbread man, the sketches, the sketchy lines that I have all the way around. And that's going to help me with my coloring. Because when you have lines drawn in pencil, the crayon, even the color pencil, sometimes leaves marks that you don't want. So clean it up as much as you can. If by accident you erase some of the main line that you've drawn, that's okay. Don't worry about it. You can draw it again. Go back and retrace it. I'm going to redraw the eyes. Don't worry if your line is shaky. Remember, this is supposed to be something that was baked. So it can be a little irregular. And we'll do the buttons. 1, 2, 3. I made my buttons from large to small. So large, medium, and small. And there is my gingerbread drawing. And in the next video, I'm going to show you how to color. if you want to start looking for your crayons, this is what I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using the Crayola 16, which are the big ones. These are the ones I use in class, the one I give my students. I like them because they're nice and big and comfortable. If you've got another set of crayons, 64 or more, then get those out. We're gonna get ready to color in our next video. So thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe so you can see the next video when I put it up. And if you like it, thumbs up, and please leave a comment, a suggestion. If there's something you like or something you don't like, I'd love to hear your comment. So let's get ready to color. See you in that video.